I got another article for y'all. It's called Boxing Slow Death Continues. Of course, I'm not going to read the entire article. I'm just going to pick some paragraphs out and we're going to talk about it. But before we go any further, I want you to put yourself in the mind of the person who wrote this article. Think about the title that he chose and think about the picture that he chose to put with it when he wants to describe the death of boxing. Why is Errol Spence picture up there? Why is this picture up there? Why the title says Boxing Slow Death? The reason why I asked you that, because this is going to be associated with this article. And later on, you're going to see why he picked that picture. The article also goes on to talk about Paramount Plus. But if you caught my other video, I've already pretty much covered Paramount Plus and what's going on with that. You know, the Showtime is being absorbed up under Paramount Plus. You know that they don't plan on putting any money in any shows or anything that's not bringing in any revenue, that is underperforming and has less than 10% of their whole fan base, their whole crowd base. Okay. But this is the part I want to read to you. It goes on to talk about what's the problem with boxing. It goes down the list of several things. But people, they say when it comes to pay-per-view, while promoters are forcing unwatchable fights, they are also selling these sorry matches on pay-per-view. The public is then obligated to pay sometimes over $75. What a tremendous waste of money for fans. If you are already making a fight expensive for the viewers, then at least you can do is match fighters fans actually want to see. Let me ask you a question. When it comes to as far as pay-per-view fights and trying to get you to pay for pay-per-view fights that's not worth it and whatever and whatnot, tell me, if you have experienced this, tell me, what promotional company was that under? See, because now we're going to get back to why he chose the Errol Spence picture. If you are paying too much for pay-per-view fights that are not worthy and that are crap and bad matchups, what promotional company was it under? I think we all know. It's PBC. Because what the article is really talking about, for the most part, even though it touches on everything and it touches on promoters, they're talking about PBC. Okay? Because who else have you felt like tried to get you to pay for a pay-per-view that was not worth it? Who else? I'm not saying that other people haven't done it. I'm just saying who else? There's actually two groups or two people who has actually underperformed and gave us crap. Now, I would like to say DAZN, but for the most part, DAZN gives you what you want. For the most part, you know, they're not bad. But the thing is the whole Canelo Alvarez situation. See, Eddie and Canelo didn't give the fans that they wanted to see. Okay, so although I'm not talking about all of DAZN, we are talking about how Canelo could have gave fans the fights that they want to see, but didn't do it. You know, and basically giving you crap fights. That's basically what Canelo did. Who else has done that? None other than PBC Al Heyman. Okay, when you think about crap fights and giving you fights that you don't want to see, you can't tell me Al Heyman and DAZN, as far as Canelo goes with Eddie Hearn, don't come to your mind first. So primarily this article, for the most part, is aimed at PBC Al Heyman. Now you see why when he put together this article and he's talking about boxing's slow death or continuing slow death. This is why Errol Spence silly butt is up there. And that's why you see his picture. Because that's what this article is really for. And it's really only one person that's giving you crap fights that you really don't want to see. I'm not saying other people don't do it, but who's been doing this to you on a consistent basis? We could talk about Golden Boy, but I never really felt that way about Golden Boy. I've never felt that way about Top Rank. I haven't really felt that way about DAZN. But who I have felt that way about? PBC. Let's just be real. PBC. You know? And basically, they have tasked PBC with the killing or the slow death of boxing. And it is true as far as boxing in America. Boxing is fine everywhere else. It's America where it's struggling. So why, if boxing is struggling in America, why is that one of the main promotional companies that's doing exactly what this article describes? And yet they're wondering why Paramount Plus really don't know what they're going to do with Showtime. Maybe because boxing in America was already in a bad state. And Al Heyman, who was supposed to look at somebody who could liberate us out this situation, came in and did nothing but pour fuel on the fire. That's all he did. Now, boxing is a house of blazing flames. And you can't stop it from going down because the water is making the matchups that people want to see, making these fights on time, giving us one of the biggest heavyweight rivalries, we have seen in a long time. Now we're missing out on one of the greatest welterweight division rivalries in boxing matches that we have seen in a long time. Both those things are getting thrown away. And yet we are wondering, as far as America goes, why boxing is succumbing to a slow death. It's because these fighters, along with these promoters, are now putting, it's no problem with getting your money and putting your business first, but you can still put your business first, and give the people what they want, which is only going to reinsure that your business is sustainable. But these promoters and these fighters has gotten to the point where they literally don't care what you feel, think, or say about them. Just reach in your pocket. I don't care if you stand on your feet 8 hours a day. I don't care if you got to put up with an a-hole boss. I don't care if you're walking to work and taking a bike to work and working night shifts. Reach your hand down in your pocket and give us money for this fight that we know that you don't want to see. Shut up, be quiet, take this, stop asking us about these mega fights, and reach in your bank and reach in your wallet and reach in your pocket and give us your money. If it doesn't involve you giving us your money, we don't want to hear what you got to talk about. Shut up and sit down. We'll do what we want. That is what happened to boxing. And that's what's going to continue to happen to boxing. But check this, and this is what I'm going to end it with. They could not do this to us if they didn't have a buffer class to help them do it. Who is the buffer class? The fanboys who help protect the fighters, who help the promoter protect the fighter, which is protecting his interests and protecting his bottom line, which is his money. They have no regard for your hard-earned dollars, but they don't want you to mess up or skip out on giving them theirs. How does that sound right? But you fanboys are the ones who put the battery in your back, and you are the pawns for them. Therefore, they can keep doing this to us over and over and over again. This is why boxing slow death has accelerated with the introduction of the fanboy. This is all because we have ushered in a new era of super soft, single parent raised males who run up in boxing and basically treat it like a tabloid with no real interest in the sport. They are the ones who's helping the promoters keep the fights away from the true boxing fan that you want to see. That's all I got for now. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Van, I'm out.